Hey everyone, welcome to the Vibe Collective podcast. My name is Arun. I'm here with Austin. Austin, how's it going, my guy?
Hi guys, it's going well. As you can see, this is not my general place. I'm traveling with my family. I'm in Vietnam. Yeah, I've been giving
Oh,
Arun a very difficult time. Trying to sync up our shoot
no.
schedules.
Yeah, so it's been a problem, and it's not just his problem. Again, that's to what 12 hours difference now.
12 hours. If it's 1 p.m. for him, it's 1 a.m. for me. So it's very difficult to sync up. But now we're here. We're trying to do this.
Yeah. We will be reviewing Marco today. Everybody's talking about Marco now, and Austin saw it a couple of months ago when it released, and I just got around to seeing it now. So, and we are excited to get into it because we have some thoughts. And before we get into it, a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We can see the views going up, so we appreciate the love. And as we said, if we see action in the comments, we will be talking about that action. So, hey, this is our first comment ever at Ginny Honey D2I. Hey, shout out to Ginny Honey D2I. Keep up the support. And if you want to get shout out on the show, you know what to do. Action in the comments, right? That's what's up. And also, write to us. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to know what you guys think about us, or if you even think about us at all. That'd be nice sometimes. So to write, it's vibecollectivepodcast at gmail.com. It's the name of the podcast at gmail.com. അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. വലിയ complication ഒന്നുമില്ല. Okay? ഏത് പൊട്ടനും അത് ചെയ്യാം. How it's going to be all spoilers, like spoilers matter for Marco, but it's going to be all spoilers, and it'll be the good, the bad, and then we'll drop a review at the end. Okay, so that's it. Simple process. So let's start with the good. Austin, take us away.
Before I speak about the good, I want to talk about how bold this movie was because regardless of what we take away from the movie, them deciding to do such a movie that is this much in violence, I don't think I've seen this kind of movie even in Bollywood, like Hollywood, like where the violence is so unjustly done toward the family of the hero's family, the protagonist's family. I've not seen. Like they might kill them like one like a simple death, or they might cut their head or cut their neck, and that's the most of the gruesome death you would see. That to probably 1 or 2% of that family, but not the whole family. And that kind of mean thought process that the movie maker had, and then to think that this would work and take that risk, and for what Unimugathan did before. So Unimugathan did a huge change for him. Like he was up until now known in terms of that his what his political views, which was like BJP കുറച്ചുകൂടി centric ആയിട്ടുള്ളതായിരുന്നു, and then he had that movie that I forget Ayyappan movie that came out.
The Ayyappan movie, yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty, gave him a different vibe altogether, and from there to pull this off also with his style and appearance and everything, that this is a good break for him, and I really like for how he came up in this industry. He didn't have a lot of support and stuff like that, but still did a good job. It's something I appreciate for all, even the filmmakers, the guy Hanif Adeni, and the producer of the movie. Also, I forget what's his name.
I have it pulled up over here. Hold up. Sharif Mohammed.
Yeah, Sharif Mohammed, the dude, very brilliant, very smart, a very good producer. I think he knows how to play the game. Even though this is his first movie, he has that brilliance. Movie did so well in the north, which was very unexpected. It was supposed to be just a Malu movie, like for the Malayalam industry, because they were very skeptical about how we would take it as well, because we are the ones who are a little more receptive of these kind of movies. And
Yeah, but I think they were marketing it pan Indian, right?
they initially did not market as pan Indian. It was the very initial one was one of the bravest
Okay.
movie in Malayalam industry. From there, when Malayalam industry saw this, and then people around we started speaking Tamil, and some started turning, but then itself they were like, this has to cross. They started telling this to after. ഞാൻ തന്നെ എൻ്റെ ഫ്രണ്ട്സിനോട് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട്, have you seen Marco? People generally who would not see Malayalam movies, I'd be like, you need to see this. കാരണം ഈ ഒരു genre I have not seen ആരും ചെയ്ത് കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല. No one has the courage to do
Hmm.
this. When I saw this, it was mad. And so, shout out to all the effort overall. However good or bad we say about this movie, this would be one of the bravest choices that was done. So, I really appreciate this kind of movies. Another this thing was the technical aspect. There was no what do you say lag throughout the movie. They just threw you at the deep end of the violence from the get-go. They like initial bit for the introduction, definitely they had to, but there were, I've heard, scenes that are cut off from the movie, other deleted scenes. So that it's not because they were bad or anything or UA sensory the kalanella. It's just the movie was too long and too violent. They were like, okay, let's tone down the violence എന്നിട്ട് try up. This is a toned down version of the violence. I'm really waiting for the OTT version of it where it will have a lot more. അപ്പം
I think they released that scene, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, the one with what is it? That police inspector. I forget what's it. Uh,
Riaz Khan.
Arias Khandur, that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and so I'm saying that's the only one. They're not gonna release anything more. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
In the movie.
Yeah, no, in the sense like that's all the deleted
No,
stuff.
I
Apparently,
meant
there's not
no.
gonna be
They've
anything
even
more.
shortened. So, say if there's a killing scene, they've shortened that killing scene.
Oh, like stuff. Okay, okay, I understood. What
Yeah,
you
they've
meant.
shortened
Okay,
it. They
yeah.
said there will be more length in the movie of these, the same probably things, but it'll be a little more lengthened. So you will see that this thing a little more violence you would feel. So in theater they cut it down a little bit because they were like it's too long. Other that was very nice. I like the casting that they did. Like you know how Jagdish got an entirely different character. Like you know, Mexican drug lord, that kind of a scene he pulled off here, and he did it quite well. The villain, the both the villains. What do you say? What is the name? One dude is Tiligan's grandson.
Cyrus and oh, you mean their real names or
Real names, real names. Cyrus.
oh the real oh oh the real name is why am I blanking on their real names? Oh, it's Shami Tilagan's son. It's Tilagan's grandson, Abhimanyu Shami Tilagan. Yeah, and the other guy and the elder brother is Kabir Duhan Singh. That's the Cyrus guy. Yeah.
So these two they did a mad job as well. So you never at any point thought a villain ചാവണം എന്നുള്ളൊരു ഇതെങ്കിലും like towards the end you did want to, but towards like at points you're like they were also doing a fine ass job in convincing you that they're villains, but you're not rooting for them to lose also. So even if you look at it, they have a fan base. You'll never see after a movie the villains get a fan base. But in this movie, even after they were quoted, you've seen the people who talk about them, yeah, and how they were good actors. So villains do not generally get identified as good villains. Okay, so and these guys getting that ability to get that. So that's why this movie is different in many aspects, and that's something that I like about it. പിന്നെ cinematography beautifully done. എനിക്ക് എല്ലാ ഷോട്ടും they're very nice. There were some continuous shots. There was some that first forest scene, that Unimuguthan's fight scene, where you see the version that everyone has been talking about, that bloodhound kind of a thing. That was also insane. Like, പട്ടിയെ കീറി വലിച്ച് when he came out. So those and all were very bold to do that animal this thing on screen. It takes a lot of courage because it could go wrong very easily. They could have gotten some case filed against them or something like
Especially
that.
dogs.
Yeah, especially dogs. So these are all bold decisions. Then that forest fight scene, like I said, well done. And then it established that how good he was from that point on. Because from there, you're like one guy surrounded by a lot of people. This guy's surely gonna die. What's his escape plan? And very like justifyingly so he kind of fought it out, like not like the Pushpel the last fight scene. My god, you see it's somewhat the same thing. Did you see Pushpa? Oh my god. So that's the way to not do it, and this is the way to probably convincingly do it. Okay. I really like that part for this movie. Then sound design, mad, very well done. That's also very like well placed, proper hype, elevates your heartbeat point at points where you need that tension. പിന്നെ what else is good? The fact that they used like the Land Rovers. That was a very good addition. Defenders you see and apparently it's Defender, the whole Defender. The whole movie had a Defender vibe around it. Gave it that because in India, in Kerala at least, Defender is like one of those high profile cars, and then to having all the cars that
Mm.
they used as the Defender, that looked very nice, gave it a very a little more premium vibe for the movie, and that's also nice. Then what? The vision of the director, very well executed, very well done. The whole technical crew, they gave what the director wanted. I believe. I don't see much. What do you say? Anything more that they could have done, because also there was no importance for story. That was at some points it was like it was just the movie was done for its action, and I appreciate that they wanted to show action more than focusing on, like, most of the things. There's a lot of loopholes if you look into that, but other than, I don't think I consider that as that important. So yeah,
Mm.
that's all the good for me. Now I'd like to know what you want to
That's
say.
okay. So my my good. Okay, let's see. Actually, I have kind of not short, but pretty nice list of good. All right, because my bad's longer. Like you definitely, yeah, like I'll from your good, I can tell you definitely like this more than me. Okay, and this is and dude, I okay, whatever. I was gonna say, it looks like this is my fifth straight movie coming here. Not fifth straight. I didn't like Punny that. The Punny was okay. Like what was it? The 3 out of 5. So I'm good there. Okay, pros. Beautiful looking movie. Okay, so the cinematography was crazy. Like I thought, like it was just like even when I was disengaged from like the people in the movie, it was just a nice movie to look at. Whether it be the color grading and the lighting and like just everything about the like cinematography was beautifully shot movie. uh BGM and like the music I thought was like very good. Like so this was the same guy Ravi Bansur who did KGF and Salar. Yeah, so you can clearly see some of that flavor here too, in this movie's music as well. Some places I thought it was like overused, and then by the end I was like, you know what, just play the music so I don't have to hear Unimugundan talk. So that's my bad. So Unimugundan, he looked like you said, he looked the part. He was he was very believable as who he's supposed to be, right? Like you see him do his action and do his stunt choreography, you're like, okay, I believe this guy can fuck shit up, right? Like I said, I don't have any issue with his looks or his action. Okay, so I like. Okay, wait, 1 second. The warehouse and staircase fight, I liked. That was the one where he comes and he figures out he like, it's actually not the girl. Remember,
Okay, yeah,
like the
yeah,
staircase
yeah,
where
yeah,
he
yeah,
goes all
yeah.
the way up.
Like
I
the
thought
John Wick fight.
that yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing, right? നമുക്ക് അത്രയും വലിയ staircase കിട്ടിയില്ല. So, but I thought that was good.
But you see,
And like yeah, one of my favorite.
it was a little more believable that it was a tiny staircase. That's why less villains could come at a time to hit him. Not He's not very
Yeah,
good, because otherwise, if there was more space, there could three, four of them could have come at the same time. Because it was tiny, they had to adjust and come to hit him.
yeah.
So this is a little more believable.
No, but I think the tiny actually or the congestion added to the tension. So like I don't have an issue, right? Where it felt like, oh, he's more surrounded when like three dudes come at him. So it worked. So I don't have an issue with that. My favorite part about that fight was when he goes to the top and Jagdish tells him, I wrote that shit down. I was like, I appreciate your valor, but I'm sorry about your brain. Like he basically said, Adiyo ka kollam, but nee potana. So, oh, also shout out to the other favorite line. I'm a bisexual, Okay, so that's all the yeah. That's no, I'll get to that later. But that's all the bad I have. Sorry, that's all the good I have. It's your turn now. Tell me what you
Okay,
didn't like about this
now
movie.
my bad. I say it's not my bad to give it an opinion, but I feel like, when I Palad they took too much violence from the movie, and they were not able to probably mouth this. I mean, sorry, stomach this.
Hmm.
And maybe the storyline, if you think about it again, I said that in the good part, like, that the story is probably not very important in this. They did not probably think it through. They want in front of them, like identity, everything was done for the flight scene.
Convenience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
convenience of that particular flight scene. Similarly here, everything was done for the action because they wanted that action sequences. They were like, this has to happen. So that was one or two probably, and third probably was the villains didn't have, they lacked that depth. Like they were foolish villains. Like, they could have been a little more smarter villains.
Yeah.
Even the hero could have behaved smartly. Like, so Jagdish's words were rightly so. He has valor but no brain. That whole movie makes sense. Yeah, if
Exactly.
he had a little brain, this would have the whole thing would have played out much more easier and better. And then I think the bad for me would end there. Other than that, I don't see any much bad. It's a movie that I
Okay.
think everyone should watch at least once. This I would say, even if you like, if you can't take violence, definitely don't. This is not the movie for you. I've seen people pee their
Yeah.
pants. They've got attacks, stress attacks and stuff like that. So don't watch the movie if you can't handle this, like violence in general, because this is
Okay.
even more violent.
Yeah, no, I think if at this point, if you go into this movie not knowing what it is, that's on you, because
But
this whole movie was
people might
marketed
still
around that.
not expect this kind of violence. Like, when this movie was
Mm.
marketed saying one of the most violent movies, you're like, what could be the violence? We never thought, our family at home being hurt would be the violence up until that point. I'll tell you, in general, when I heard violence, I thought he'd kill a lot of people. Like, even if you look at KGF, you saw like a lakh people die in that fight probably against each other.
It's bloody and
Yeah,
shit.
it's
Yeah.
bloody and shit, but then you don't care about that kind of violence. You're like, "Oh, yeah, they're villains, they die. Good people and bad people will die."
Yeah.
But only his wife died. That's when we were hurt. When KGF's that Rocky's wife died, and we're like, oh, we felt bad. Shit,
I was
she's
happy.
bad.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's the only turning point where the villain's like,
No, I mean
now
like
I'm losing my
that's the
shit.
point in the script where they
Yeah,
want you to feel bad.
yeah,
Okay, I get it.
that's
Yeah.
the point you're supposed to feel. But then,
Yeah.
here in this movie, you're seeing his whole family being mutilated in front of him, and that actually was what too violent. That's when you understand violence properly. And instead of a lot of his
Okay.
people dying left and right, his own family was dying.
Yeah.
That's why it's so violent, everyone would say. That's the main violent part, and that
Okay.
I never expected from
Yeah.
this movie when they said it was the most violent. But yeah, very nice, well done. But yeah, again, what do you say,
Okay.
this would be my bad.
Now I feel so bad about my bad because I feel like most of the time we'll start off with you being like highly positive about the movie,
No, but
and then
this is
I
good.
shit on it.
We don't mind. We like the difference of opinion. You view it different. I view it different. That's also there.
No, no, I know. But the funny thing is, like by the end, you're also like, hold a second, ശരിയാണല്ലോ ഈ പടം പൊട്ടപ്പടാണല്ലോ like. No, I feel like
You kill
I'm
my
spreading my
movie magic.
negativity on.
I'll be probably mesmerized by every movie. You're kind of like, yeah, makes sense. What stupid shit.
No, okay, but that's right. No, I feel like I'm spreading my negativity. Okay, so here the look, I don't care about the story thing, right? Like if a story മോശമാണെങ്കിൽ like ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു പടത്തിന് ഇപ്പം എല്ലാരും compare ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഇതും, I mean not even compare, they straight up trying to like rip off John Wick, right? So John Wick in the story is like pretty basic, dog gets killed, he goes on revenge, right? But why John Wick worked is like the way they build that world up, right? You cared more about what's happening in there. Like the writing was still like, everything had meaning, right? Like when he goes to the when he goes to the hotel and then somebody gets like, so nobody fires their gun, like, or even the villains will come in. But the moment they step in the Continental, they're like, oh shit, like
There's a
even
code.
the biggest villains still follow. There's a code, exactly, right? So here, like, my issue is like the world wasn't interesting because like you said, they only focused on let's get to the next violent action scene, right? So and it go so even that one, let's say you don't want to build a world and shit, like not everybody has to do that. Like our focus is on the action and the violence. That's fine. But then it comes to the moment to moment writing of the movie, which is like the dialogues for me. The dialogues in this movie was so bad. It sometimes felt like they were like translated into Malayalam. Like
Another
I'm
movie
like
that you
nobody
had this was
is saying these
probably
words.
Dominic and the Ladies Purse. Yeah, you felt it was
I
similar.
had the same issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like nobody speaks like this. Like, like നമ്മുടെ podcast, it's like 95% in English. We don't speak like this. Okay, so it's like ഒരു എന്താ പറയാ ഒരു ഡബ്ബ് പടം കാണുന്ന പോലെ, where it feels like, oh, that's like no, like like this is why dub movies നെ ആൾക്കാർ കളിയാക്കുന്നത്, because ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മളൊരു മലയാളം ഡബ്ബ് കേട്ടാൽ നമുക്ക് immediately മനസ്സിലാവും ഡബ്ബാണ്, because nobody speaks like that in like real Malayalam. Okay, so that's the one thing I didn't like. I hinted this before. Unnimugundan, like I said, looks the part and everything, but the moment he opens his mouth, it's over. Okay, and I don't know how we can look past that. Like, and it's not hating on the guy; it's just facts. And I'm sure if he has ears and eyes, he'll tell you. Like, it's the same thing, right? It's like I get it. Like, and it's what do you say? It's his big star vehicle. It's his Rocky by moment and all that. Okay, that's all fine with me. Like, it's not those are not bad things to aspire for or try to build up towards, right? You obviously want to be the next big thing. My issue is like, when Rocky Bai says his shit or whatever, it hits because of the dialogue delivery, right, and the emotion. The thing is, when like most of these dialogues, when Unimugan says, you can hear the emotion through the voice because through dub,
Okay.
but I cannot see it on his face.
Okay.
Okay, so and that's that's what I'm saying. So anytime, and then some of the dialogues in this movie, like it definitely felt like that probably looked cooler in
He's
English.
not able to emote it on his face.
Yeah, so when he said his dialogues, it never like it never felt real, is what I'm saying, right? Like I said, the face and the voice didn't sync. It felt there was more emotion in his voice than he's actually emoting. And also the dialogues in this movie, dude, there was this is what I was saying, where the one of the cool dialogues or something, he says, what was that, ചെന്നായ്ക്കളുടെയൊപ്പം ഞാൻ ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് മതി or something, and yeah.
വന്നപ്പോ മുതല് എന്നെ കൂട്ടം കൂടി തല്ലാണ്. ഒരു പട്ടിയെ തല്ലുന്ന പോലെ സംതിങ്. മതി ഇനി സംതിങ് he says, and then like ഇനി ഞാൻ കാണിച്ചു തരാം something. Yeah, that before the staircase.
I know, but that that feels like that's some like that feels like somebody wrote that in English or something and thought it looked cool and then translated it. Because even when he's saying this, I'm like, "Nee എന്ത് തേങ്ങയാ പറയുന്നേ?" Like, what does that even mean, right? Like,
Yeah.
why did like okay, it didn't make any sense to me.
They could have written
So
more punchy, powerful dialogues. I agree. Yes.
no, ഇതിനകത്ത് ബ്രോ, like honestly, ഒരു dialogue പോലും, like the fights were fine, but dialogues did not hit at all. Every line for me felt like they were trying to be cool or whatever, right? It it felt like, if we it okay, let me get to the next one. So, what do you say? Yeah, the forced English dialogues, right? And this is what I was just talking about, how uh, the movie wanted to be so cool and Hollywood. Like, people were saying English avade, okay, like just so unnecessarily, okay, and and I'm like, okay, that's I guess this we're doing this, okay, but it, it doesn't make sense, dude. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a lot of places where, and the thing is, like, these people have no like English ഇത്രയും സംസാരിക്കേണ്ട roots or anything, right? They just
They
randomly
could so much easily say
randomly
this in
say in
Malayalam.
English. Yeah, and the thing is, like, the stuff they say in English, it's almost always some like punch dialogue. Okay, so they're very aware about trying to be cool. Like, this is what I don't like about this movie. Like, why is everybody so desperate to be cool? Okay, and yeah, what they call like aura farming.
Aura farming, like try to get that maximum aura. The
Yeah, yeah, basically, right? Yeah, 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 exactly, right? And dude, I was laughing because anytime somebody was in danger or like about to get killed off, Marco is busy horror farming. Right? Like, dude, like you can walk a bit faster. Like you don't have to like wear the cleanest suit for this moment. Like നിന്റെ അമ്മയെ അവിടെ ചവിട്ടിക്കൊല്ലുവാണ്. Okay, like what are we doing here? Okay, like so we'll get to the chautikonna case, okay, and then we suddenly see the girlfriend out of nowhere for like couple of scenes, okay, where once she pops up, she's like, you keep forgetting I exist, and then he just breaks up with her. Like ആ പ്രശ്നം ഞാൻ ഇപ്പൊ തീർത്തുതരാം. Okay, so and then like what do you say, what do you he wanted to have kids, right, and marry her. And then he says, "Oh, you think I'm toxic, but my toxicity is my love." And I'm like, "Ah, okay, right, like, okay, get the fuck out of here." Like, this this movie is like, you know what?
കലിപ്പന്റെ
നമുക്ക്
കാന്താരി.
നമുക്ക് കുറച്ച് animals. Exactly. Like നമുക്കൊരു പൊടിക്കനെ അല്പം animal. Okay, so that was again. This is what I said. Like it's just it doesn't really have an identity other than the violence, right? Like Marco doesn't stand out like by anything. Like എന്താ പറയാ, Marco's outfit is in Marco's. Violence is like, okay, violence is in this movie, but like that, like you can, for somebody who is the title character, he has like absolutely zero identity, right? Like that's my point. Like if I ask who is Marco,
Okay,
what do you
can I
say?
defend this in one way? Because see, if you look
Okay.
at this Marco and the initial Marco that's
Yeah.
there in Mikhail, okay, they had to
Yeah.
change him to some sense. In that he has
Okay.
a persona, he has a character that was written bad initially. Now they're rewriting it,
Okay.
but they need to stick to that, you know, bits and pieces of how that behavior was of that Marco. So here probably they didn't have enough room to, you know, properly play around with this one. Or two,
Yeah.
I feel they gave no intention to making the script right. Scriptwriter had no job in this probably. Like I said, this probably they made with
No, but
ChatGPT.
Hanif Adani wrote this.
Yeah, I know. He didn't put too much effort
Yeah.
into probably doing this.
Yeah.
അപ്പോൾ അതായിരിക്കും one of the reasons that, you know, script is not their main focus. The violence, they need to shoot it well, they need to shoot it right. That's all they cared about. I feel.
Okay, I am not saying you're wrong, but my issue is, okay, who forced them to name it Marco?
Oh, they could have put
if
this
this
in any
if
other
this
movie.
if this movie was called, yeah, if this movie was called Jacob, what would change?
Nothing would. I think they just borrowed the
I know,
script
and
and they
that's my
never thought
point.
much into it. Yeah.
No, and what's funny is you're taking a character. Okay, so, because sometimes you'll be like, you know what, a movie can be bad or like flop, but there'll be like a
So
breakout
there was
character,
nothing
right?
necessary
And
that
we
this
take a
has to come
character.
from Marco, is what
No,
you say.
exactly. Like Mikhail was asked to begin with, and they're like, ass movie, and then let's take our character and then make like why what was this compulsion to like get this character anyway, that's on the
Maybe they
side.
want only
My
Niven Polly to come back into this whole thing. They're hoping and praying. When, oh, you saw Niven Polly come back? Sorry to take my
no, I
ADHD
saw.
another route, but dude,
I, I saw the picture. I don't think they expected him to thin down, because then they probably would have made the movie with him.
yeah, they would have been like, now let's use Niven Polly again for some scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe they bring him for Marco 2 or whatever. But then they have established there's no connection between this and that.
So
So
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
how
how
they
they
bring
bring him.
it. Okay. Just, you know,
Like,
fucking that
why
henchman
is
in
this
some way.
doctor coming? Yeah. So where was I? Yeah, and then dude, the scene in the forest, the fight was fine, and then now let's talk about the friend Anwar, who lost his arm. And bro, Anwar is just chilling in the car, okay. And look, man, like dude, if like your imagine if your arm gets chopped off, I'm in the car now, like a bad guys are gone, I'm in the car now, and then you're like, ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിലേക്കല്ലേ? And I'm like, hold up, cigar എത്തിക്കട്ടെ. And then I ask you, നിനക്ക് വേദനിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? Dude, yeah, I know you'll stab my throat. like, I know because I would do the same thing. I'm like, do you see this, my guy? Like, I
And,
would slap your face if I, yeah. If I still had my right arm, I would slap your face. So
my left arm is
it,
busy holding my right arm.
no, and that's the thing. Okay, so in this movie later, they like Unnimukundan knows that ഈ കൈ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന പെട്ടെന്ന് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന you can reattach. He does that for Jagadish, right? But സ്വന്തം ഫ്രണ്ടിന്റെ കൈ ഫോറസ്റ്റിൽ കിടന്നപ്പോ he didn't think to pick it up. Okay, this is what I'm saying. He's a horrible friend. He's a horrible family member. No matter like adopted brother, adopted son, doesn't fucking matter. Okay, I'll tell you why. So trash ass friend. Okay, like he, and then he, the girl who breaks up with him. Okay, he calls her back, and then he promises her, as long as I'm there, nothing will happen to you. And he watches her get murdered. Okay. so so this girl, avlu poi, avlu paattu nokki poi, but then he gaslit her and said, ninde kaര്യം ഞാൻ ഏറ്റു. Okay, ആ പാവം പെണ്ണ് വിശ്വസിച്ച് തിരിച്ചു വന്നു ഇവന്റെ ടോക്സിസിറ്റിയും കണ്ട്. So this this movie, and then when the kids dying, I know you said like, oh, the kids dying, what? Dude, the kids dying, I didn't give a fuck. Okay, like, I'm so mad at this movie just talking about it. I was like, you know what I was doing when the kids were dying? ആദ്യത്തെ രണ്ടെണ്ണം ചത്തപ്പോ I was like, ഒരു മൂന്നെണ്ണം ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, അപ്പൊ ഒരു ഗ്യാസ് സിലിണ്ടർ ഉണ്ട് തലക്കടി, ആ മൂന്ന്. then I'm like counting, I'm like, എവിടെ ഒരെണ്ണം ഉള്ളു, എവിടെങ്കിലും ഒളിച്ചിരിക്കും. I'm like, സൈറസേ ആ കിച്ചൺ സിങ്കിന്റെ അടി നോക്ക്. And അപ്പത്തേക്ക് they pick the last kid up. I'm like, fuck yes, fuck all of them. Like, like, I wanted Marco to see all of this because I hated the motherfucker. So, and in true Marco fashion, dude, you saw your whole family get murdered. Okay, എല്ലാരും ചത്തു. Okay, and your first instinct is, dude, not even the suit. Okay, not even the suit. It's the fade for me. Okay, you know, as someone like, dude, you get a fade, I get a fade. You know how hard it is to like get a good fade.
How
Okay,
long it
this
takes.
motherfucker has, how long it takes. This motherfucker soloed that shit. Okay, like, സ്വന്തമായിട്ട്. Okay, and the thing is, he's never once done that hairstyle in the movie. So his first instinct is, you know what, let me look sexy for the villain. Yes. why why is he more worried about his aura than his family dying? And his family, this ഈ ഭയങ്കര റിച്ച് ഫാമിലിയാണ്, ഗോൾഡിന്റെ ഇതാണ്, ഗാങ്സ്റ്റർ ഫാമിലിയാണ്. വീട്ടിൽ ഒരു ബോഡി ഗാർഡും ഇല്ല ഇവരെ സഹായിക്കാൻ. ഇറ്റ്സ് only this കിളവൻ സിദ്ദിഖ് and പൊട്ടൻ മാർക്കോ. Right, and they know Jagadish and gang are coming, right? So what do you do with this pregnant woman and the other girl in your life? ഇവിടെ നിൽക്കുക, വില്ലന്മാർ ഇപ്പൊ വരും, നമുക്ക് ഇട്ട് കൊടുക്കാം. Like, why aren't you sending them out of the country, or like വേറൊരു സ്റ്റേറ്റ്, like go down ഒളിപ്പിക്കുക, അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും. or in other movies you'll see, ഇവിടാന്ന് വിചാരിച്ച് വില്ലന്മാർ വരും, but then it's a decoy, they're actually safe somewhere. Like those scenes, yeah, always cut to some sea level character in the movie driving a lorry. He's like, നിങ്ങള് പേടിക്കണ്ട. Yeah, it's like, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in some bandi or lorry going to Tamil Nadu filled with mangas. Okay, I don't know why it's so specific, but what I'm saying is, this movie had none of it, right? So it's like just stupid people doing stupid shit. And then എന്താ പറയാ, um, couple of other unrealistic dialogues where Jagadish is like, I come here to fuck chicks. I'm like, what? Like, why are you saying this to the guy who most likely looks like he's coming to murder you? Okay, and then his backup option is like, and I seduce him. I am bisexual. I'm like, okay. like why does it matter here? Like, you thought that would change Unimudin's mind? He's like, അങ്ങനെ പറ. It's, this is why I said this movie is only thinking about like, oh, I'm shock and like cool points. Okay, so Yeah, no, it's wait. I'll tell you what am I missing here? Yeah, again, um, right after that scene, Jagdish Takai Gattiyalo, okay, takes like so he takes it to the son and says, "Oh, you gotta like keep it moving." I think Kai in the poem, okay. Nobody has sense of urgency in the movie. Even after that, like when he sees him, I know that, like they remove the acid and all that stuff, okay. After that, also there is it always feels like the rules of the world don't matter. It's like Samayam just waits for everybody. Like there is like even ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ മറ്റേ എൻഡില് okay climax fight, we're supposed to forget about his whole family dying because now suddenly Unnimugundan's wearing like brand new white what do you say a shirt and like new tux fresh fade like okay, he's walking in all slow motion. But it's എത്ര ദിവസം കഴിഞ്ഞു, do we know?
It looks like probably in like
There's
3 4 days.
was Cyrus breastfeeding this child? Like how is the infant alive? Like okay, like
Gave it
this
some
is what I'm
milk
saying.
probably. They were waiting for to kill him probably. They gave it probably some mixed that this instant milk or something and kept it alive. Or probably didn't eat for 4 days.
No, but then if like the baby's just born that day, like 4 ദിവസം കഴിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ probably dying, right? So this is okay, like let's say it's even let's say it's even that day, okay, fuck it, I don't care. So now they come into this factory, okay, they come into this factory, and oh, by the way, in the house, Cyrus, like, he knows Marco is this great villain, ellarkum pediya, you saw what he did to everybody. And then his like ninde ellareയും ഞാൻ കൊല്ലും നിന്നെ ഒഴിച്ച് because നിനക്ക് എന്നെ കൊല്ലാനുള്ള പിന്നെ. So it's like, why wouldn't you kill like the biggest fucking threat right in front of you? Okay.
It's
And
more
so
so
then
to hurt him. The pain of the loss is more important than dying. Yeah, that's why.
no, I get that, but then like these motherfuckers are ruthless throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
But now he's alone.
Suddenly,
He's
but then
destroyed.
there
They
is a
probably thought, they killed his spirit and he won't be able to do anything back.
okay,
And Cyrus also thinks he's a big shot. No. Cyrus probably still thinks he's
okay.
bigger than Marco. So he's not worried about him.
Okay, you know what? I'll give this movie anything. So no, it's fine. അത് നിനക്ക് തരാം. Okay, let this happen. Okay, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞു this guy goes into the factory. Okay, and the people working in the factory don't know ഏത് ക്രേറ്റ്സിനകത്ത് എന്താ ഒളിപ്പിച്ച് വെച്ചേക്കുന്നത്. But for some reason ഉണ്ണിമുകുന്ദം പൊളിക്കുന്ന പെട്ടികളിൽ മൊത്തം തോക്കാണ്. Like workers പൊളിക്കുന്ന, it's like ഉണ്ണിമുകുന്ദൻ should go right, like ആ സ്റ്റണ്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞ് നേരെ ഒരു casino പോയിട്ട് slots കളിക്കണം. Okay, because this motherfucker
Lucky
affording
guy.
everything. Yeah, it's like how's he getting like, and then he gets the minigun. Okay, and then like it's all just okay. ബട്ട് സൈറസിന് ഇതൊന്നുമില്ല. സൈറസിന്റെ കയ്യിൽ ആകെ ഒരു കൊച്ചേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഈ ഒരു ഭാണ്ഡക്കെട്ടിൽ കൊച്ചിനെയും പിടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നിൽക്കുകയാണ്. And then this villain, like, okay, let's think villain wise, right? If I'm Cyrus and I'm like, yo, Marco basically killed, like wiped out my entire factory, okay, എന്തായാലും എന്നെ ഇപ്പൊ കൊല്ലും. Okay, ഈ കൊച്ച്, because if you truly thought you could beat Marco, you're not blackmailing him with a child,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Drop the fucking kid. I'm like, if ഞാൻ പോവാണെങ്കിൽ fuck this kid also. Like I don't care. Right. So like instead, like what was his end game? It's like he's holding it like that, like like പറ്റുമെങ്കിൽ ഇത് വാങ്ങിക്കുക, and then Marco falls, but there is no splashback onto the child or anything. Like that's a very nerdy nitpick, but I'm just saying, like physics. Right, like അത്രയും വെയിറ്റ് ഉള്ള സൈറസ് വീഴുവാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു splashback ഇല്ല. But whatever, man. My point is, I'm a bisexual, you know. Dude, that's all my bad. Like, oh shit, I'm good. That's my bad. Let me see. Let me see if I missed anything. Yeah, no, I think that's that's pretty much it. Yeah, no, I'm good. So, Austin. So now it's time that we drop our ratings. Austin, what's your rating?
I'd give it 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Okay. So I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. So, and that's for the like the like I said, I like the action, the music, the cinematography. It was a good looking movie, but by the end I'm like, the action didn't matter to me because I didn't care about the characters. So it's a 2 out of me. So yeah, that is the Marco review. Any final thoughts?
I'm not saying for those who haven't seen the movie, I would definitely ask you to see it once at least. Would you suggest the same to see it once for everything
Yeah,
else,
no,
or would you
I would
say
definitely
because of your
suggest it.
two, would you say don't watch the movie? It's not worth watching.
No, I would say, watch the movie at least once just to see what we're doing right now. It's
If you can't stomach the violence, then watch it at least once.
absolutely, yeah, it's pretty violent. So, I mean, goes without saying. But if you can stomach it, I think, look, even if you don't find everything else funny or I think like
Funny.
you like the music, you like the movie, you like the movie the way it looks, and you might find the dialogues funny. So there's stuff to laugh. I don't think you'll be bored, is what I'm trying to tell you. Like even if you think it's bad enough to be funny bad, so I didn't have an issue completely with that.
I think it's basically the same thing, like what Jagdish said. If you can
Yeah.
watch this movie, I like your valor,
I'm about
but
to kill him.
no, but you have no brain. You
Oh.
need to be courageous enough to watch the
Yeah.
movie with all this violence, but you don't need a brain to watch it.
Exactly. Like that's the one line review, right? Appreciate your valor, sorry about your brain. Okay. So that is this week's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps us going. And make sure to write to vibecollectivepodcast@gmail.com. That's vibecollectivepodcast@gmail.com.
It'll be written down
And
somewhere.
yeah, exactly. It'll be down there for the illiterate. But just copy and paste. Typo cheyanda. Endu ade idakke. So
Or email.
that's the show for today.
Just subscribe us on any of on Groupon or something at least. Let's see it move.
Right. Just send us a phishing email. We'll click on it, please. Okay.
The
All right.
Nigerian prince is also avoiding us.
Even even the scammers are like, nah, now what the time. So, all right, that's the show for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next week. Austin,
Alright, see you next week. I'll still be here in Vietnam, but we'll catch up.
he just wanted to brag he can afford a 2 week vacation. Bye.
I really thought Jagdish would come to a middle term and just fuck Unimugundan and get it over with.
I think he wanted to. Then he probably heard Unimugundan speak and got turned off. Oh, so do you have like a tour guide there?
No, we're doing this whole thing on our own. My tour guide, my sister,
Oh shit!
and
No.
ChatGPT.
How's that working out?
Chat's doing fine.
You know that scene അവന്റെ ബ്രദറിനെ പിടിച്ച് ആസിഡിലിടും and then it just starts like burning up. അപ്പൊ നിനക്ക് ചെറുതായിട്ട് വിശന്നോ?